Right, good morning, welcome back. Now, time for a new long-term project, and the title of this video is a question. Did I buy the most derelict gem in the UK? Well, let's pull the cover off and have a look. So there we are, a Honda GL 1500 Aspencade from 1993. Now I guess even from the silhouette with that cover on, you could tell it was never going to be a moped. And looking at it there, at that distance, does it really look that derelict? Well, let's give you some close-ups, here and there, all around the bike, and you can actually see for yourself just how bad the old girl is. So there you are. I'm sure you'll agree that that old girl is derelict. It's in a right old state. It's a combination of damage and decay. And to put all that right would be worth significantly more than the bike is actually worth in the first place. If it was something rare, like an old Vincent Black Shadow or Bruff Superior, then it's worth any amount of money to put them right because they're insanely rare and worth preserving. But these, they're 10 a penny. So that old girl is derelict and effectively scrap. And I don't mean to be unkind with that, I mean scrap in terms of a parts bike. If you dismantled that and sold all the individual components, you would make far more money out of it than you would trying to do it up, significantly more. And it's on that basis that the bike breaker industry is so wealthy and makes so much money. Parting out derelict old bikes is good business. But I didn't buy this to make money out of the bike. I bought it for an entirely different reason. There's one thing about it that made me buy it. There's one thing about it that makes this bike a derelict gem. It's something that is the beating heart of any motorcycle. It's the engine. Now, when I saw this old girl online for sale, the first thing that piqued my interest was the super low mileage. So before I did anything else, I got online and I checked it on the system to make sure that the mileage was absolutely provable and genuine. At 33 years old, this bike has just 24,070 miles. And once again, that is absolutely genuine. Now, if you actually do the sums on that, that's just 727 miles a year. But of course, that's nonsense. No motorcycle does all its mileage nice and evenly spread throughout its life. And this bike has actually done 20,000 of those miles in the first couple of years of its life. And the remaining 30 years, it's been doing about 120, 130 miles a year. Probably being taken for an MOT and run around the block, like you do when you want to keep the bike on the road, but not really use it. So I've got a full mileage history all the way down its 32, 33 year life, meaning it's absolutely genuine, 24,000 miles. The engine is as sweet as a peach, even though the bike is a bit of a shed. Now, all the chat's no good without a demonstration, so let's pull it away from the wall, get it fired up, and you can hear it for yourself. Forgot about a flat tyre. That's better. So here we are, the next long-term project bike revealed. Now we're still going to have other bikes coming in and out on the service lift, doing all sorts of different random videos to keep the content interesting, but this bike will be our long-term project like the Harley Sportster was over a 2-year project. So with any project bike that you intend to take on, you need a vision, something you intend to achieve with it at the end, something to maintain drive and momentum so that you're not wasting your money and your time and you abandon it 3/4 way through. So what's the vision for this? So obviously the first thing that I considered when I went to buy the bike was the fact that we've got this fabulous low mileage, 24,000 genuine proven miles, so that engine is absolutely sweet. So that's something we can tick off. If we're going to put time and effort and money into a project, we know that the foundation of it, the heart of the motorcycle, is good and solid and sound. So what next? Now I think you'll all agree, this motorcycle in terms of its terrible condition, it's uneconomical to restore. There's no way you could take the money it would cost and the time and effort and labour to make this bike shiny and pretty and perfect again. It ain't just a case of buffing up the bodywork. Look at the rust on the frame and the state of the finishes underneath the chassis. So the engine's got to come out. So it's a complete strip down to a bare frame, exactly like the Harley Sportster. That's an awful lot of work, and at the end of it, is it really going to be worth it? These things don't have a finished value anything like even a Harley Sportster. They're cheap as chips to buy. So uneconomical to repair and restore, so what next? So what about ratting it? What about a good old-fashioned rat bike? Well, we've done that, haven't we? If you follow this channel for any length of time, you'll know that I had a Goldwing GL 1500 rat bike. I absolutely loved that. It had 70,000 miles. By the time I finished with it, I passed it on to someone else and he's still using it happily today. These things go on forever. But a rat bike, yeah, been there, done that. I can't just repeat that. It's boring. I want something new, something to test and challenge my skills and learn from. I'm not going to do that, just painting it matte black and sticking scrim on it. So it ain't going to be a rat bike. So what else? There's something else I thought of was maybe a street glide style. So remove all the tour pack off the back, just keep the pannier boxes only, a nice thin flat seat all the way through, maybe some ape hanger style bars, cut down the screen, make it a little bit club style, but that's all been done, and not just by other custom builders, that's been done by the factory. There's already a Honda Goldwing flat 6 with no box on the back, and it's available. So if that's available as a bike off the showroom floor, it hardly makes it a custom bike when you do the same to yours. So with limited options, I had to come up with something different, something radical that's going to push my skills, expand my abilities, and make it enjoyable to conduct the project. So I do have a plan, a master plan with what I want to do for this bike, and it's definitely at this point probably out of my skill set, which is why I'm interested in doing it, because it's going to force me to grow as I roll through the project. But before I go over all that and bore you with all the details, I really want to turn this over to you to let me know what you think. What would you do if you had this bike on the bench for a project and you were going to modify it and change it? Which way would you go with it? What kind of style or what kind of project modifications would you make? It wouldn't be the first time that a suggestion that one of you, our viewers, has made has driven us in that direction. Inspiration comes from all fronts, and we love to hear what you've got to say about it. So let me know in the comments. Honda GL 1500, sweet engine, derelict condition, on a budget. I'll see you next time.